Hiya folks, and welcome back to the Raxpack 2. I am freezing. Let's take care of that first of all. Much better. So, right, today I've done a little bit of extra work between this episode and last. What is the time? Looks pretty night to me. I should put a clock on the wall. Placeable items will come to my rescue there. I think I have some gold. I have more gold than I have iron, actually, at the moment. So let's make a clock. And then I can put you on the wall. Aha! It is morning. So, let's show you guys. Ooh, I'm on fire. What I did between this episode and last. We have an infernal skeleton. As you can see, ignoring our friend over there, there is a lot more fields for us to work on, and at the same time I've been harvesting hemp and taking it to the mill. I've got a lot more PAMs as well going, so that's good. And there's a couple of things I want to do today regarding that, and that will probably sort us out for the interim so we can get started on things like building and stuff. So let's show you the routine. Let's grab some hemp here. I've got some seeds now. Make sure I haven't dropped any along the way, and then I march the line along, and now we have more hemp. Oh, another one wanted to contribute. That's nice. Oh, how in the world did that happen? Never mind. It's just vanilla farms for you, I guess. But if we head on over to the mill now, here we are. Just jump in here. You can see I've set up a hopper and a chest. If I put some hemp in there, there's actually a 1 block gap between the hopper and the mill, because I'm not entirely sure if I put a hopper on the bottom it'll work that way, but I've got lots of hemp now. Which is awesome. I've been informed, by the way, in a couple of comments from a couple of folks that there was a cheaper hemp recipe I could have done. You're absolutely right. I could have done the tough fabric recipe from Immersive Engineering, which would have been 1 less hemp fibre per hemp cloth. But I am so used to doing the normal recipe that I didn't even think about that. So there you go. There's a tip from my viewers to you, that you can, tropical garden, you can in fact do that. You can use tough fabric instead of normal fabric, and that saves you 1 less hemp per sale. So then all I've been doing is I've been stacking my hemp into hemp cloth. That's incorrect, but I'm going to need hemp cloth. I actually meant to do hemp rope. Whoops. But in here you'll see that I have 2 hemp rope and 6 rope blocks. So I've actually got a lot of hemp now. And remember, each of those can go into 6. So 6 times 54 hemp. Let me just turn those back into ropes. So no shortage of hemp now, which is great. But now that you're caught up on what I did between episodes, I think it's about time I actually do something for this episode. First thing first, I'm going to make a tool belt. We have the tool belt mod in this pack, and I have a reasonable amount of leather to get us started here. And the tool belt mod is really useful. Exactly enough string. How about that? Because it lets you stack tools, essentially. It's a bauble. So I can put it on my belt. Now, just on its own, I can hold R and insert my pick into that tool belt. You only have one slot with a base tool belt. But note that I'm saying base, because... Oh, hang on. You've got 2 slots. My bad. You got 2 slots with a base tool belt. But you can expand that, and we will. So I believe it's called a pouch. It is called a pouch. A belt pouch. So we need gold and more string, and I don't have more string, or do I? I do. I have more string. Just like that. And I need 1 gold. And ow! And each belt pouch increases your slots by 1. Up to a maximum, I think, of 4 belt pouches, so that would be 6 slots. And I can't remember whether I have to extract that first. I don't think I do, but I think you just simply craft them together, don't you? How does this work again? Oh, you got to enchant them. Yes. Well, we've got that for now. I totally forgot that you had to enchant it. So, whoops. I guess we'll put that back there. Because we don't have the iron for the enchanting at the moment. We could, and I'm holding on to this iron for a good reason, because today what we get to work on is a saw. And it was in my comments in one of the most recent videos. By the time this comes out, it was one of the most recent videos. That people don't see why you would restrict the resources that you get from doing this from 4 to 2, and the argument was that it just wastes your time, basically. And my argument is that no, it doesn't. It wastes your time in the beginning, which is a impetus to set up infrastructure, because that infrastructure is what allows you convenience. And this is what, to me, a lot of Minecraft is all about, is creating your convenience. And in this case, we're going to be making a saw. So a saw is going to require a leather belt, which is going to require leather straps, which is going to require we cut some leather, and we tan that leather, and we tan it in a cauldron. So we need to make a cauldron. Now the thing about this cauldron is we have no netherrack. I have the bucket for this. I can't remember whether you get the bucket back or not. I don't think you do. You only really need 1 bucket. Whoops. Ah, you do get the bucket back. That's very useful. Okay, so that's a cauldron, and it needs a source of heat under it in order to do anything, but we don't have any netherrack. I don't think, at least. Now, there are places in the overworld, believe it or not, that do provide netherrack, but that's kind of a nice bonus to have in the beginning. If you search long and hard enough, you'll find a basically a marketplace structure, and that has some netherrack in it. You can actually use burning oak wood to fuel your cauldron. So we might do that, because I'm not ready to go to the nether. If I'm honest with you. I would prefer... Oh dear. Charcoal 1. May as well. Waste not, want not. We're gonna get way more iron. I'm just being a Scrooge right now with my resources. Only sleep at night. What time is it? It's like midday. Ow. It's not midday, it's nearly night time. Yeah. I need to find some gravel, basically. I'm going to insert you in there, and I'm going to insert you in there, and then I'm going to swap you back out for the shovel. I'm out of water. I was so busy being completely distracted that I forgot to drink water and eat food. So I'll be back. You know what? Screw being a gravel shoveler. We have the Roots 2 fire starter that we can use here instead to start our fire. Now, may as well, while we're here, change to the right tool, dig you out. I need some leather and I need some bark. Really, I only need one leather. Uses. For the scoured leather, yes, I only need one. So now I need 5 bark. Did I not keep any bark? I guess not. Let's go get some bark, huh? Oh, it is actually night now. Go figure. Fingers crossed for no deadly things up here. I really should just put some torches, but you know what? I'll deal with that later. Shift, right click. Okay, maybe take the shield off. What's going on here, BWM? It might be because this is not standard bark. Hello, friend. Ow. Skeleton. Okay. Skeletons require quite a beating at the moment. Why you not give me your bark? Well, I can just do this, I guess. That'll give me some bark, but normally you should be able to debark logs. And I'm not sure why I can't. Let's chop down this horrible birch. I am intrigued. There we go. Broke the axe. So if I just place you down, can I please debark? No? Don't do back? Well, fine. Just have to do it the old-fashioned way. Gonna have to report that one. And they only just fixed the whole other issue that they were having with trees. Yeah, I'll just do it to all of it. There we go. You'll remember a couple of episodes ago where I accidentally crafted maple in here into the normal recipe. That was a mistake. On BWM's part, there was a bug that caused that recipe to be valid with old recipes. So we're going to stick this cauldron up here, and should probably put the ingredients in here first, huh? And let's tan some leather. Oh, I'm bad and wrong. I did a wrong thing. See, even I forget things. You have to scour the leather first. So we need to go to the town, whichever way I put that. Go to our mill and put the leather in the mill, and that will scour the leather, which will allow us to tan it. using tannin from the bark. Or at least I assume that's what it's meant to suggest you are doing. I'm going to mill up that piece of leather, and it will come down to us shiny and new. Get. And now, when we go back up here, one day, as in one day I'll put a path in there. Now we can come down here, put the leather in here, and light the log on fire. And there we go. We immediately have the recipe thing. Now we have to hope that the log doesn't burn up all the way in the process, but it shouldn't. That should burn for a reasonable amount of time at least. And then we'll get a piece of tanned leather, and that will save us going to the nether. Which is always nice. Right, tanned leather. Put that out. So we can reuse it later if we need to. I want to put this stuff away. And then we cut you, and then we cut you. And that will make us our saw belt. We can make a saw. So we need 3 wooden gears, 3 iron, which we have got now, and a couple of pieces of wood. And we will need sticks, mini birch. 1, 2, make. Right, we have a saw. That is a big deal, because the saw is very, very powerful. For more reasons than just being able to get the normal amount of wood back out of your product. That being 4 planks per log. What you can do with a saw is pretty interesting, and I'll be back once I've set it up. More lessons on BWM gearboxes. Any side that isn't the input side becomes a valid output side as long as it has an axle. Which means we can have our saw, and I'm going to do it like this so that it faces sideways. You can have this facing up as well, and I think you might be able to have it facing down, although I've never seen a saw setup that does face down. But now we simply put our birch in front of it, and we can get 2 birch siding. What can siding be used for? Well, it can be used for a daylight sensor, so you've just halved the cost of a daylight sensor. Same with a chest. You've halved the cost of a chest with siding. You can make bellows. Bellows are pretty important, and something we'll be working towards soonish. I want to do some other things before I continue down the BWM path. We can now make wooden blades, which will allow us to make water mills. We're using wind power. You can actually have water power. A cheaper recipe for windmill blades. No, actually, I think that's a more expensive one, because it's... is it? It's the same, right? Because 3 wood is 6 slabs, and 3 wood is also 6 siding. You make a screw pump. Screw pump's really not useful to us. Screw pump is useful when you have hardcore water turned on with BWM. We can now make a turntable. We can now make a filtered hopper. We can now make a pulley, which is for an elevator. We can now make platforms. We can make cheaper gearboxes. We can make a cheaper note block. And the list goes on. A lot of things are just vanilla recipes, except cheaper, which is awesome. And as you can see, you can even have cheaper apiaries. Some mods are cheaper now because of this, which is amazing. But you can do this further. And now we've just made 2 molding uses for molding. A composite bow, birch wind chimes emits a redstone signal when it's raining or when an entity passes through it. That's important because this gearbox can be damaged during a storm, and if you have a wind chime, you can turn this gearbox off when it starts raining. We can make cheap ladders, cheap item frames. We can make oak grates for windows. We can make hafts, and we'll get into what hafts are later on. They are basically the stick of improved tools. You can make sticks, because it's 4 moulding per piece of wood, isn't it? So there you go, you get some extra sticks for your work. A really cheap sign, 1 siding plus 1 moulding. And it goes even further. Boy, does it go even further. And this is why a sawmill is so powerful. So now we've got moulding, and moulding's not used for much other than in-world interaction. All of these can be used as actual blocks. But if we break that, we got 4 gears out of that. Because I already had 1 gear in there. 1 moulding. You get 8 moulding per... Let me check. Is it 8 or 4? I can't remember. I think it's 8. 2, 3, 4. Yes, it's 8 moulding. And each piece of moulding becomes 2 wooden gears, so we get 16 gears from a single piece of wood. And I need to sleep and get warm. So that is the sawmill. Pretty fancy stuff. And the awesome thing about that sawmill is that it's going to last us well into the end game. Just like, it's just one of those things. I need to put a bunch of this away. Go into my inventory. Thanks. Next, I wanted to work on some cooking for blockheads. Can I work on some cooking for blockheads? Because I think I might need some diamonds. Yes, I do. At the very least, I can make a cooking for blockheads book, which is a book in a furnace. You cook the book. Get it? Get it? It's so clever. Get some charcoal, and I'll cook that book up. So the point in cooking for blockheads is that it makes recipes really easy. You don't basically need a crafting table for any of this anymore. If I remember, it's bell pepper. There's a particular recipe that can be... that's really good, but kind of annoying to make. Onion, I think. And a stick. No, that's not a stick. This is, though. It's pretending to be one. So if I do this, I can make a grilled skewer if I have my cutting board, which is here. So at the very least, with just the book, I can see the crafting recipe, which is good. Where's my grilled skewer? See, otherwise you have to go through JEI and blah. But now I have my grilled skewer and I have a nice piece of food to eat. So that is the start of that. But let's, I guess, get mining. Actually go underground and do some mining for once. That should be fun. I'm actually going to make my mine in my basement. Reason being is it's already here. We did a lot of the work already. And I famously like doing terrible, awful mines. I actually need some more torches. Got my torches. So yes, I like doing these awful, tight, spiral staircases downwards. So it's best to hide these. as best as I can, because they're ugly and they're awful to climb up as well, because it's like this the whole time and people get dizzy. So I'll see you once I hit rock bottom. Okay, finally found change of scenery. I'll tell you one thing. ATG really gives you an appreciation for mining to bedrock, because 60 is sea level, and we from where I was mining from is about 120. So that spiral is a long way down, and I'm really tempted to get started on that BWM elevator for that very reason. And I'm sure you guys would like to see a BWM elevator, wouldn't you? But I've found an interesting cave system all the way down at Y15, I want to say that's about. So we're going to investigate as dangerously as that is. As dangerously as that is? That is not English. As dangerous as that is. So here's the thing. We're in a lava cave. I see my diamonds, but falling in the lava is not what I'm afraid of. It's getting close to lava that I'm afraid of, because we can die from heat stroke real quick. Real quick. And I'm out of blocks. So I'm going to... I think part of what's helping me here and why that orb isn't immediately turning into fire is because it's winter right now. I'm wearing... Oh, you know what? I should take this off while I'm down here. And I should take this iron too. But I have my diamonds. That's exciting. I've already claimed them. They're mine. They're still in the wall, but they're mine. I'm going to mine them to make them mine. Oh, there we go. We've hit fireness. Just to improve the suspense, I'm going to take this iron first. And now I'm going to take these, and I'm probably going to take damage any moment now. That's a good haul. 5 diamonds, yes please. And I'm going to take this redstone. This redstone is always welcome in my life, if you ask me. We're going to get the heck out of Dodge. Maybe we'll explore these caves at a later date. I want to get that stuff underway. So, here I go sickeningly climbing up this for 120 blocks. Yeah, so by the time you're in the basement, it's actually 145. So that's fun. 130-ish blocks climbed. 5 diamonds and I think it was 2 crafting tables. Yes. We can do that quite easily. There we go. This and that, and we get cooking for blockheads 2, which I believe this version of the book you can craft food using things you have in your inventory. You don't need to actually use a crafting table. But we want to go even further and make a cooking table. I'm going to have to go and get some terracotta, as it's called in 112. I think it's still called hardened clay here. Yes. But we will get said terracotta, because I know there's a little bit down here. So I will return once I've grabbed a bunch of this. Okay, so I grabbed more than I actually know that I need, and the reason for that is because I know that other blocks from cooking for blockheads needs this. Excuse me. Oh, you want special stone. Well, I can provide special stone, believe it or not. Just like that. Like, cooking table. Now, I need to push one of these walls out. Maybe I'll put it down here. Yeah, I'll put it down here for now. So this acts as your crafting table, and I would be able to make things from my inventory if I had them on me. But that's not where things stop. I'm going to make a fridge, an iron door, and a chest. Haha. Iron door. And I'm actually going to make 2 fridges because they stack vertically. Twice. Fridge. Do I have any dye on me? Because a white fridge, I never really liked white fridges. Let's have a horrible late 70s, early 80s orange fridge. How does that sound? I think that sounds absolutely perfect. But there we go, we have a fridge, and I can dye it. And it holds things. What things does it hold? Ingredients, and this can access them. This is your multi-block kitchen. Makes Pam's a breeze. If Pam's recipes always gave you nightmares because they're hard to remember and there's lots of them, worry no more. Get some of this stuff out of my inventory. Let's just grab this, all of this. Sure. Carrots, parsnips, artichokes, mustard seeds, onions, cucumbers. Dump them all in the fridge. I'm going to have a very vegetarian life here. Or vegan life, as it were, because we don't even have any dairy products. Melons. Oh, you can't actually use melons with BWM immediately. You need to put them in a sewer. That's how you get your melons. Which is hilarious. Because that's not how you get melons in real life. A normal dang knife will get you your melon. Do you have any other food like apples? Yes, that's good. Wow, that cleared out that, huh? And we can just dump all that in there, and then when we look at this, ta-da! This is everything we can currently make. I can make some stock. It's going to make me my stock out of, if I have a pot. Anyway, speaking of pots, how do we keep our tools? Well, we can make a kitchen counter. Yes. We need specifically black hardened clay. Boo. Because I don't think I have any squididig. Oh, I forgot to put the radishes in there. And I don't think I personally have any other form of black dye on me. I will look once I've liquided up. Black. No, nothing black there. To the oceans. No, it's nighttime. Really should pay more attention to my clock. Are we sure we don't have any substitute black things? I guess we don't, because it's not cycling in here. And it would if I had any other thing that counted as black dye in this pack. I don't. That's fine. I'm used to having a lot of options. Well, not that this mod pack lacks options, but a lot more options in the form of, like, everything. I'll remind you that I called the hardened clay terracotta. It's because I've been playing on the All the Creators server, which is the test server for the All the Mods mod pack, and the crew of that. And there is a heck of a lot of options for pretty much anything you want to do when the mod pack pretty much has every mod ever in it. So there is that. I think the ocean is this way. I am kind of just blindly running out in the middle of nowhere. Hey, you know what would really help with that? An atlas. Yes, we do have ocean in this direction. So I will be back once I have achieved dead squid. No, I'm back briefly because I just want to point out, look how dang beautiful this beach is. That's crazy good. ATG, you're beautiful. Anyway, squid killing time. Right. Squid ink. Hello, hardened clay. So, now, what was the kitchen sink? It was a chest. Plus, yes. That's fine. Pretty much make the entire kitchen here before wrapping up. Because it's useful to have an entire kitchen, to be quite honest. Should probably move you over. Move these over. Because I don't want to have to move all the stuff that's in the fridge over. Put a sink there. So, we can also have a tool rack. Why not? Let's make this homely. As ridiculous as it is. Some iron nuggets. So we want... no, we only got 2 there. This, and this, and this, and this. That's tool rack. What's a toaster take? A lot of stuff. Toaster is super powerful, which is why it has a bit of a complicated recipe. Normal ass kitchen counter, in case you want things to look cute. And an oven. And the oven is actually useful. Let's make an oven. I know what I was going for. I promise. I was going for more iron. Because we're going to need a bit. The oven is really useful, actually. Because some stuff needs to be cooked. Strangely enough. And I think that is strictly black glass. It is. Do I have enough sand? I don't think so. I don't think so, Tim. Says Al Ballin from the 90s TV show Home Improvement. I need an iron shovel and find some sand. Alright, while I'm waiting for some glass to cook up, let's make a sink. Because that provides us with water without us having to actually provide the water. What the heck am I doing? Slightly too low in the crafting table. Is that not it? Oh, it needs a full bucket. Well, now don't I regret having a water source in here. That's not just one block. Not really, but the magic of editing helps. One water bucket. Get a sink. Hey, I get the bucket back. Isn't that nice? More iron. Where's my glass? There's my glass. Let's turn you black. Good. And then that is like that. And you in there. We have an oven. Which I think you can dye the oven as well. You can dye all the whiteware. But here we go. And now we have a full-fledged setup here. Now I can make all the different tools and things to go in here too. Tool rack should probably go above. Ooh. Put it there. Above things, you can put the cutting board. Because it wouldn't make sense to hang up a cleaver on a cutting board. You can put that down here, I believe. Or maybe not. Not anymore? Guess not. Well, you can go there. And I think to make my stock I needed a pot. P-O-T. Which is 4 iron and a stick. Which we can manage. And I think, despite me having some other tools and things to craft for Pam's, that will make an episode. So let's go put our pot in here. And then we should be able to make stock on Will. There we go. Got 3 stock just by doing some clicking. And then let's make some delicious tomato soup. So now we can have a nice varied diet and nice full hunger bar and full saturation. So that's how you get started and make hunger not much of an issue in this pack. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.